If you want a gaming monitor that gives you smooth gameplay and great picture quality, this list is for you. We've picked the top 5 best 240Hz monitors of 2025. These monitors are perfect for fast gaming and offer great features and performance. Let's take a look at the best options for 2025. Number 5. Spot of the top 5 best 240Hz gaming monitors in 2025 is the Asus TUF Gaming VG279QM, coming in at a price tag of only $239.99. If at any point during the video you want to check out any of these 5 gaming monitors in this video, there's Amazon links below for the US, UK, Canada and international links. But let's talk about the Asus. This is the best value pick on the list. This comes in either a 24 or 27 inches screen size with a 1920x 1080p resolution. This is the only 1080p monitor on the list, but it's a great value pick if you don't have a ton of money but you still want 240Hz, and speaking of which, this actually hits 280Hz with a factory overclock. Pair that with the NVIDIA certified GSANC compatibility, and this has very seamless variable refresh rate. For panel type, this is an IPS panel, and that translates into ghosting very well. There is a reason why this is my value pick for the list. Ghosting here is exceedingly low even with much faster whips. This is very good for changing the settings for ghosting. There are increments of 20 from 0 to 100 to adjust the overdrive. 80 and 100 cause a little bit of overshoot to a lot of overshoot respectively, so 60 is the best setting, and set at 60. This is a really impressively fast-paced gaming monitor for under $250. Now for overall picture quality, like the beauty of this monitor, brightness here is absolutely ridiculously good, hitting way over its rating, hitting 585 nits of brightness in SDR, that is incredibly bright. Making more beautiful games insanely vibrant and pretty, not like an OLED, but for an IPS panel this is really good. Now even in brighter rooms, this is going to be enough brightness to keep away most reflections. Now HDR performance here, even with a truly fantastic brightness, it's just okay. The other monitors on the list are much better for HDR gaming. The color gamut covers the full sRGB color gamut, but doesn't cover a wide HDR color gamut like the DCI-P3. Because of that, HDR really lacks in color, so most of the time you're going to be keeping this in SDR. But in SDR, I absolutely love this monitor. Overall, if you want an extreme value 240Hz gaming monitor that doesn't break the bank, has fantastic ghosting, brightness, and an sRGB color gamut, this is a fantastic pick. But with that, let's move on to the Number 4. Spot, which is the Samsung Odyssey Neo G8. This has been a great monitor for a number of years now, and it still continues to be. This comes in at the time of filming, this monitor is priced at $299.99 and is often on sale for around this price. While it's not a new model, it's still a fantastic choice for its size. This is a 32-inch curved monitor with a 4K resolution, a 240Hz refresh rate, and FreeSync Premium Pro, which lets you use HDR and variable refresh rate at the same time. It also works great with G-Sync. The panel type is where this monitor stands out. It uses a mini LED lit VA panel with almost 1,200 local dimming zones, providing really deep blacks, comparable to OLEDs, but without any risk of burn-in. While OLEDs are still the best for image quality, this is a really great alternative. For ghosting, you might expect some issues with a VA panel, but this is, to this day, the best VA panel I have ever tested, much better than any other VA panel. However, if you want the absolute best, OLED still beats everything when it comes to ghosting. That being said, this VA panel has been tuned to have very little inverse ghosting, so you won't experience any traditional ghosting, but you might notice a tiny bit of inverse ghosting. In games, the image quality is still outstanding. It enters the category of monitors that are jaw-droppingly gorgeous, with super deep blacks and lifelike colors. Thanks to the mini LED lighting, you get great brightness, 350 nits in SDR and 400 nits in HDR. The monitor also reaches over 1000 nits of brightness in highlights, which is fantastic. This monitor delivers a truly stunning image on the screen. It's very similar to OLEDs in terms of overall beauty, and you're not losing much. It's still jaw-droppingly beautiful, and the color gamut is excellent, covering 95% of the DCI-P3 color range. Still jaw-droppingly beautiful. The color gamma Therabaxipaloftat $951, $301,500, and in 2025, it's currently half that, so it is a really good value, especially for consoles. If you want that 4K resolution, overall, if you don't want to commit to an OLED because of burn-in, you're on a tighter budget, and you still want 4K and 32 inches, well, this is an excellent monitor. But with that, let's move on to the number 3 spot, which is the Gigabyte M27Q2. This is a brand new monitor, and is an exceptionally good OLED. This comes in at a price tag of $682.186. This is a 27 inches screen size at 1440p, obviously hits 240Hz, and has FreeSync Premium Pro, which again, HDR and variable refresh rate at the same time, and also works flawlessly with GSANC. Now this is using Samsung's Gen 3 Quantum Dot OLED panel with a glossy finish, which means you do get the best overall clarity possible, because it's a glossy finish. Glossy is absolutely king. Here, that's what you want. Now since this is now an OLED, ghosting here is the best that you're going to get on a gaming monitor. It is crystal clear, there is no smearing of any kind, and in game, this thing is just absolutely amazing. Now for the price, and being a brand new monitor, this thing is seriously one of the best value picks for an OLED monitor that you can buy right now. Full screen brightness here hits just over 300 nits in SDR, and in HDR, this bumps it up to 330 nits, which is really great full screen brightness figures for an OLED. Highlights pop, and you can definitely game in a bright room. Now as for colors, this covers 99% of the DCI-P3 color gamut, so definitely wider than the previous monitor. It is so impressive, especially like red colors really pop out of the screen, fires in game, because of the orange and reds. Really just look absolutely crazy on this OLED. Color accuracy in SDR is pretty dang perfect out of the box, so even for professional video editing, this would be great. Overall, a fantastic value pick for an OLED gaming monitor. But with that, let's move on to the number 2 spot, which is the Alienware A2725Q, coming in at a price tag of $899.99. This is also a brand new monitor. This comes in at a screen size of 27 inches, but now having a 4K resolution. This obviously hits 240Hz, has NVIDIA certified GSANC compatible, and is an AMD FreeSync Premium Pro monitor, so you can have variable refresh rate and HDR on at the same time. Now this uses the all-new Gen 4 Quantum Dot OLED panel, so this is the Gen 4, it is the newest of new at the time of filming this video. It is a brand new monitor, and this has an insane clarity of 166 pixels per inch, and again, having a glossy finish, this is the highest pixels per inch of any OLED out there currently. It is so insanely good. Now because of that, you get no visible pixelation of your text, and you don't have any problem with text clarity because of the insanely good 166 ppi. Now for ghosting, this is an OLED, it's crystal clear. Ghosting here, there's no problem with that. It's the best you're going to get. In game, the 240Hz refresh rate mixed with that clarity, being a glossy finish, with the addition of that insanely high pixel density, this is an absolute beast. Now if you don't want a larger 32 inches screen size, but still want 4K clarity, well, this is an absolutely stunning monitor. For beauty of it, in SDR, full screen brightness hits around 225 nits, which is pretty average for these OLED panels. However, in HDR, it gets a significant bump, hitting just over 300 nits in full screen brightness, and over 1000 nits in those highlights. Mix that with a 99% color coverage of the DCI-P3 color gamut, and that translates to a stunningly vibrant image. That not only that, but it looks so lifelike because of the clarity, that literally there is no pixel that you can pick out. It is so amazing. This is also factory calibrated, so out of the box, it is extremely accurate. With only a slight adjustment to make it perfect, it's incredibly easy to tune in the settings. Alienware always makes their monitors highly tunable for creatives. It is an absolutely beautiful monitor, and one of the best OLEDs out there currently. But with that, let's move on to the number 1 best 240Hz gaming monitor in the world right now. This is the Alienware A3225QF, or the exact same panel as this Alienware, but the Asus. Both of those will be linked below so that you can check them out. Now this comes in at $999.99. Oh. R. $999.99 or $1199.99. It kind of varies between that, so check the links below for current pricing. Now this is 32 inches at 4K, but it is a Quantum Dot OLED. Now both of these use the exact same panel, and they're basically the same monitor for all intents and purposes. This is 240Hz at 4K and 32 inches, making it absolutely insane. and basically an endgame monitor. This is what I daily, and it is so incredible. You'll never need to really buy another monitor, at least for a very long time. Because well, it just does everything perfectly, and it really leaves you not wanting anything else. It is insanely impressive. Now this is FreeSync Premium Pro, and is NVIDIA certified GSANC compatible, but it works flawlessly with all graphics cards. This is obviously quantum dot with a glossy finish, giving you insanely good clarity. Now ghosting here, it's the lowest you're going to get. It's essentially instantaneous pixel response time, just like other OLEDs on this, but gaming on a 32 inches. OLED is literally, this is my favorite experience I've ever used on any monitor, and I've pretty much used all of them. It's not only super smooth with 240 Hz, if you have the graphics card to be able to push those frames, but you get that bigger screen size, a 4K resolution, and if you're getting the Alienware, you get a slight curve, which I think is absolutely perfect. This is literally an S tier or God tier panel for me. It's been my daily driver for quite some time now, and it still hasn't burned in at all. And I've accidentally left it on a few times. Now for beauty, brightness here is really great, similar to the previous monitor. Again, 90% of the time I'm using this in HDR. I pretty much never take it out of HDR. Highlights here hit a whopping 1000 nits of brightness. The beauty on this panel in HDR is truly the most dynamic I have ever seen. Colors here are again what you expect, covering over 99% of the DCI-P3 color gamut, and with it being factory calibrated, this is good enough to do professional photo and video editing, which is literally what I use it for day in and day out. This is my daily. It has fantastic color accuracy out of the box, and it is my absolute favorite monitor currently available in the world. But again, if you want to check out any of the 5 gaming monitors in this video, there's Amazon links below for US, UK, Canada and international links. But oh my god, have 240 Hz gaming monitors gotten so good? And me personally, I think 240 Hz is absolutely the pinnacle. I think if you're going 360 and above at this point, it's really not the move. You're taking away from the overall picture quality, and you're spending a ridiculous amount of money, and decreasing that resolution. I think 240 Hz is absolutely where it's at right now, and for a very long time, I probably will not even consider upgrading. Alright, but this is Consumer Deck Review, and I'll see you guys in the next video.